Kids, once again we are back with another hysterical, always blasphemous and absolutely ridiculous, with very little faith of the Bible. And of course, an atheist point of view, another free thinker, and another non-believer like yourselves. Unless I actually do have Christian watching this, I'd be amazed if I do. But yeah, what I'm doing basically is, of course, reading the whole New International Version of the Bible from cover to cover, one chapter at a time, with my own reference version. Hence the reason I got the Atheist of Utah sticker on it. Yep, I'm in Utah. Mormonville, I know. But anyway, I also think that the Bible is absolutely hysterical, written by those funny flat earthers back in their days, the good old Bronze Age, could never possibly predict that 85% of the United States still believes this thing's true. That's terrible. Even a guy, me, that just has a high school diploma, can see this is a total load of crap, and some of the people that with their master's degrees still believe this is somehow true. Go figure. Anyway, before I go on, I like bumper music, and I think snapping my fingers usually starts it out pretty good. Yeah. Whatever works, right? Okay, well, where I left off is Exodus 29, I do believe. Oh, yes. Oh, I love how this is paraphrased. Consecration of the priests. Consecrated. Aren't they consecrated enough? Well, maybe that's constipated. Okay, verse 1. This is what you are to do to consecrate them, so that they may serve me as priests. Oh yes, it's all about you, God, isn't it? Take a young bull and 2 rams without defect. I guess it's obvious defect, because if you have zits or moles or, Parkinson's disease, we wouldn't know. Verse 2, and from fine wheat flour without yeast make bread and cakes mixed with oil. That's 1040 weight. And wafers spread with oil. Yummy. Put them in a basket and present them in it, along with the bull and the 2 rams. Then bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance to the tent of meeting, the official tent of meeting, because it's capitalized. The tent of meeting, and wash them with water. What the fuck else is it gonna wash them with? Milk? Oil? Wouldn't be really washing them now, would it? Verse 5, take the garments and dress Aaron with the tunic, the robe, and the robe of the ephod. I googled the ephod, man. I got one word for you. Tacky. That thing is fucking ugly. The robe of the ephod itself, and the breastpiece. Fasten the ephod on him by its skillfully woven waistband. They had Fruit of the Loom back then. Sorta. Verse 6, put the turban on his head and attach the sacred diadem, where the fuck that is, to the turban. Take the anointing oil and anoint him by pouring it on his head. Bring his sons and dress them in tunics and put headbands on them. Then tie sashes on Aaron and his sons. Okay, sounds like Boy Scouts all the time. The priesthood is theirs by a lasting ordinance. In this way you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. Alrighty then. Verse 10, bring the bull to the front of the tent of meeting, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on his head. Slaughter it in the Lord's presence. God was there? Really? What did he look like? Presence at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Take some of the bull's blood and put it on the horns of the altar with your finger. Finger. Stinky finger. And pour out the rest of it at the base of the altar. Then take all the fat around the inner parts, the covering of the liver, and both kidneys with the fat on them, and burn them on the altar. Burn it, baby, burn. Then burn the bull's flesh and its hide and its offal outside the camp. It is a sin offering. Verse 15, take one of the rams, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands upon its head. Slaughtering, take the blood and sprinkle it against the altar of the sides. Cut the ram into pieces and wash the inner parts and the legs. So specific. Putting them with the head and the other pieces. Sounds kind of gruesome to me, you know? I mean, this is straight up fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit to me, but... Israel Chainsaw Massacre! Verse 18, then put the entire ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma. God. An offering made to the Lord by fire. Fire! Verse 19, take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on its head. Slaughter it. Of course. Take some of its blood and put it on the lobes of the right ears of Aaron and his sons. What the fuck? Lobes? Could he just give them earrings? Did you really have to put the blood on? Disgusting. Okay, on the thumbs of the right hands and on... Okay. On the thumbs of the right hands and on the big toes of their right feet. What the fuck? Toes and lobes, man. Toes and lobes. Bloody toes and lobes. Then sprinkle blood against the altar on all sides. Of course. Let's just make it a bloodbath. Verse 21, and take some of the blood on the altar and some of the anointing oil and sprinkle it on Aaron and his garments, on his sons and their garments. God, make sure the blood gets everywhere. Fuck. Then he and his sons and their garments will be consecrated. Oh, really? Just have to, get dripping in blood? No biggie? Alright, then you're concentrated. Or just straight up gruesome. Verse 22, take from this ram the fat tail, the fat around the inner parts, the covering of the liver, both kidneys with the fat on them, and the right thigh. This is the ram for the ordination. Ordination. Fuck. Verse 23, from the basket of bread, make without yeast, which is before the Lord. Take a loaf and a cake made with oil and a wafer. Put all these in the hands of Aaron and his sons and wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. Woo! We offer you a wave offering! You really all did the wave? Ah, Christ. Let's see, where do I leave off? Wave offering. Verse 25, then take them from their hands and burn them on the altar, along with the burnt offering for a pleasing aroma to the Lord, and offering made to the Lord by fire. How pleasing could burning flesh be? I'm sorry, but I found, gone camping and found leftovers from deers and shit, and we threw them in the fire. It stunk. If God likes to smell burning flesh, he's one sick fuck. Of course, we've already established that in the last few chapters now, didn't we? Okay. After you take the breast of the ram for Aaron's ordination, wave it before the Lord as a wave offering, and it will be your share. Consecrate, verse 27, those parts of the ordination ram that belong to Aaron and his sons, the breast that was waved and the thigh that was presented. God damn, I love the way this thing's just written. It's just worded. And the thigh that was presented. Oh! Okay, where did I leave off? Here we go. Then that was presented. Verse 28, this is always to be the regular share from the Israelites for Aaron and his sons. It is the contribution the Israelites are to make to the Lord from their fellowship offerings. Verse 29, Aaron's sacred garments will belong to his descendants, though they're really fucking tacky, so that they can be anointed and ordained in them. The son that succeeds him as priest and comes to the tent of meeting to minister in the holy place is to wear them 7 days. 7 days. Well, I'm sure they're going to stink on the 7th day. Wonder if they did laundry back then. Oh, they probably zested stink and sweat, didn't they? Oh, wait, they got blood on them. Who gives a shit, right? Verse 31, dig the ram for the ordination and cook the meat in a sacred place. Tent of meeting, maybe. Yeah. At the entrance to the tent of meeting, Aaron and his sons are to eat the meat of the ram and the bread that is in the basket. They are to eat these offerings by which atonement was made for their ordination and consecration. Covered in blood, covered in death, massacre. But no one else may eat them, because they are sacred. And if any of the meat of the ordination ram or any bread is left over till morning, burn it up! Burn it all! It must not be eaten because it is sacred, and there's no such thing as leftovers in BC. We don't do leftovers here, no. Verse 35, do it for Aaron and his sons everything I have commanded you, taking 7 days to ordain them. Oh, hell. Sacrifice a bull each day as a sin offering to make atonement. Purify the altar by making atonement for it, and anoint it to consecrate it. So many goddamn specifics. Bloody as hell, but they're specifics. Verse 37, for 7 days make atonement for the altar and consecrate it. Then the altar will be most holy, and whatever touches it will be holy. Holy. Verse 38, this is what you are to offer on the altar regularly each day. 2 lambs a year old. Alright, well they're not lambs now anymore, now are they? Well, I guess they are. Yeah, okay. Alright, never mind. Offer one of them in the morning and the other at twilight. Ah, fuck, not another Twilight reference. God! Verse 40, with the first lamb, offer a tenth of an ephah. Or ephah? A tenth of an ephah, a fine flour, whatever the fuck a ephah is, maybe it's a cup, I don't know. A fine flour mixed with a quarter of a hin. A quart, maybe? A biblical quart. A hin of oil from press olives, and a quarter of a hin of wine as a drink offering. Verse 41, sacrifice the other lamb at twilight with the same grain offering and its drink offering as in the morning, a pleasing aroma, an offering made to the Lord by fire. Let's burn shit. You just think, I'm thinking God was just the ultimate pyro, I swear. Verse 42, for the generations to come, this burnt offering is to me made regularly at the entrance to the tent of meeting before the Lord, even though he's technically not really there. There I will meet you and speak to you. There also I will meet with the Israelites, and the place will be consecrated by my glory. Bloody glory. Verse 44, so I will consecrate the tent of meeting and the altar, and I will consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Then I will dwell. Dwell, you say? Dwell among the Israelites and be their God. They will know that I am the Lord their God, even though I really can't be seen, and they just have to believe that I'm really there. Who brought them out of Egypt so that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. Oh, the fuck you are. Well, kids, once again, this has been the Bible, and this is an atheist point of view.